I know you will require one pay stub.
One
diba?
pay stub.
So, kailangan currently employed ka.
Kailangan currently employed
So,
ka.
wag muna po kayong magpapalit o magsuswitch ng trabaho or even reduce the hours.
Correct. Or don't, the other things too is retirement.
What do you mean? Like magre-retire sila in the middle of
the
escrow?
transaction. Oo, nangyayari yan. Hindi natin alam yan. Oh, Alvin, I'm retiring, but anyway, I'm gonna get some pension. But remember, your pension is not as big as your current income.
Uupa ka.
Oo.
5 kayo sa bahay.
Yes.
Naka 2-bedroom apartment.
Correct. Yes.
So kaya ka nga nagtatrabaho.
Yeah.
Dahil para makapag-provide at saka makaayos mo yung living condition yun ng pamilya mo.
Yeah.
Iaanuin mo yung pera, lagay mo sa bangko. Taamagin.
Walang growth. Walang growth.
Hindi lang yun, kakainin lang ng inflation.
Correct. Totoo yan.
Hello everyone, this is Elizabeth Velasco from the Velasco team of Remax Gold, and this is
Alvin Reyes with Supreme Lending.
And welcome to our episode 63 of Bahay Pinoy sa Tate.
Yes.
Hello, Alvin.
Elizabeth. Good.
Kumusta na?
Ito, alam mo, nararamdaman na natin yung lamig.
Oo nga, finally,
na.
parang late dumating ano?
Medyo parang late dumating.
Oo nga, pero ito na, we are on November next month.
Tama.
Pasko na.
Pasko na. Ito nga, naka-jacket na kami.
Oo nga.
Di ba dati parati tayo naka-ano lang?
Naka-t-shirt.
Yeah, so nararamdaman na natin ang
Yes.
lamig. Nararamdaman na natin ang tinatawag nating winter. It's coming.
Yes, or fall season,
Or fall season
which is
na.
my favorite season.
Oo. Bakit nga ba? Kasi
Gusto ko yung weather niya, parang, malamig-lamig.
melon
Hindi-
ng konti, yung orange, yung mga kulay ng mga dahon, di ba?
Oh, yeah,
Right?
yes.
Oh, yeah,
I
love
like
it too.
that. And
Oo.
all the colors.
Yes, tama.
Yeah.
Ako gusto ko yung ganing modern din eh. I like that.
Yeah, ayoko naman yung winter na snow.
Talagang hindi ka na makalabas sa bahay. Diba?
Buti na lang na dito tayo sa California, di tayo
we don't see that.
nagpapala.
We don't see
Di
that.
tayo
We don't see
nagpapala
that.
ng
Oo.
yelo, di
Though
ba?
we're a few hours away from Lake Tahoe, kaya I'm looking forward going there too. I think
Yes,
we're gonna
correct.
get a nice snow,
Yes,
fresh
oo.
powder.
Actually, we plan to go there after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think I
oo.
need to do that. It's been a while for me.
Yes. So, anyway, meron tayong magandang topic
Sobrang
today.
maganda at napaka-importante.
Oo nga, kasi marami po kayong matututunan sa topic na to. And
Oo.
this is what we call, what are the buyer pitfalls when they are buying a house? Kumbaga, ano ba yung mga hindi nila alam na it could derail them to buy a house dahil maapektuhan ang kanilang pagbili or yung kanilang loan.
Correct.
Yes,
It
so-
might cause a delay. Number
Correct.
one, yun ang pinaka, number one na issue minsan. And of course, it could derail the loans as well.
Yes,
Definitely.
na hindi sila maaprubahan, correct?
Yes, correct.
And Alvin is actually expert sa subject matter na to kasi
Yeah.
he is actually a loan officer with Supreme Lending. And how long have you been a loan officer?
Oh my gosh, I've been 18 years na.
Wow, 18 years. So you have a lot of
So-
experience. You've actually seen different kind of market, ano?
Yeah, I've seen it all.
Yes.
From the meltdown going to, going
The boom
to
and
the
all
boom
that.
and all that stuff. But I think, in a real estate business anyway, in the
Correct,
real estate
oo.
industry, it's always, it's always going up. It doesn't
Yeah,
go down.
correct.
Yeah.
And then not only that, it's just like, me, I've been in the business for 17 years, ikaw 18
Yeah,
years. We do have, a comprehensive experience.
Correct.
Kasi, like ikaw, from your experience, ano bang pinakamababang interest rate na nakita mo
Of course.
sa buong talang...
2%, 2.5%. Ayaw nga pag-usapan yun eh.
Okay,
na?
that was in 2020. Okay.
2020. We also saw that when,
Yes.
nung meltdown. When we
Nung
had to-
mortgage meltdown,
Oh,
umabot
yeah.
ba sa 2%?
Umabot tayo ng mga 3%. Almost
3.
yeah,
Pero no, I'm talking about 2.
Yeah.
That was,
the
pandemic.
the COVID special.
COVID
they
special.
call it. Yeah.
Correct. Okay, what about yung pinakamataas na interest rate na nakita mo?
Oh, wow. So, I've seen that. Ito lang. Itong...
Ngayon na?
Yeah, itong few years.
Ito na
a
yung
year ago.
8%.
8%. Oo.
Wow.
8% to 8.25%.
Yeah.
Dumating tayo dyan.
Actually, nung binili ko yung bahay ko, yung first home ko in
Oo.
1991, It was 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. But
yes. But I've
used
never seen 8%.
8%. Yeah, we've never seen that too. Yeah, so ito lang, mga 2 years ago, nakita natin yan.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
okay.
for me, I believe the last wave that we had as far as the rates, the last years was the worst talaga.
The worst.
Grabe yan talagang grabe.
I also heard ang daming umalis sa industry ng lending business.
Marami talaga.
So, statistically, let's say out of 100%, ilan ng mga umalis sa negosyo?
I believe between 35 to almost 40% left.
Wow.
Marami talaga, lalo na yung mga bagong rookies, right?
Oo nga, kasi wala pa silang clientele.
Yes, definitely. It was a turnaround that everybody wasn't expecting. So,
correct.
But then again, at the end of the day, the people who's going to be staying in this business are the one who's been in for quite a while.
Correct.
A clientele base already.
Yes.
I know you are.
Yes.
You know.
I mean, I've been in the business 17 years. I've seen the worst.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Short sales foreclosure era was terrible.
A lot of the foreclosures back in 2008.
It takes you 1 to 2 years bago ka mabayaran sa commission.
Diyan nga, dati di ba?
Negotiate mo yung short sale mo.
Ang daming short sale, di ba?
Yes.
Puro short sale lahat.
And then not only that, imagine you're gonna transact short sale for 1 to 2 years, tapos bam, mapoproclose yung bahay. Hindi ka, lahat ng tinlabaho mo for 1 to 2 years, di ka mababayaran.
Tama. And of course,
ganun.
For the past few years, guidelines has changed as well.
Oo nga.
Parameters on how when you get money, when you borrowed money, maraming nagbago. Maraming mga nangyaring mga, kumbaga ba, different guidelines has happened or was implemented.
Oo nga.
The number one I can tell you that talagang pinaka huge change was they call it yung source of funding or source of funds.
So tell me yung source of funding.
So source of funds meaning to say that if we saw money going into your account rather than your paycheck or your salary.
Kini-question yan.
Kini-question na yan.
Okay.
Kaya kung may mga paluwagan kayong pera dyan.
Alam mo, yung mga ibang kliyente ko, ganyan, may mga paluwagan na biglang parang windfall of money.
Biglang may pera, may 10,000 agad. Hindi pwede yun.
Oo nga. Okay. So, Alvin, guess what naman sa industry namin? Statistically. Alam mo ba, for the last year, about 50%.
50%
of realtors have not sold one house.
Yeah.
Imagine kalahati.
Really
so,
something.
I mean, as a consumer, really, it's not because they're, tiyo nyo sila, tiya nyo sila, pinsan nyo sila, or kapitbahay ninyo. You really need to check yung kanilang anong tawag dito, yung kanilang production.
Or
kasi,
the season, how are you season? Marami kasi mga realtor season din eh.
I mean, may mga ibang realtors na, they sold the house to 20 houses 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
And then now they have not sold the house ever since. So iba yun kasi ibang market yun, diba?
And the market has evolved dramatically, sobra, diba?
Correct, oo nga.
I know you've been in the business for almost 18 years, Elizabeth, but what is, kumbaga ba, in your career?
Yes.
Ano yung masasabi kong pinaka-U-turn na nag-change o nag-evolve sa real estate? I know yung past natin sa NAR, yung National Association of Realtor, yung pinakamalaki.
Oo, kasi
buyer representation agreement.
Really, to think about it, talagang yung buong industry namin, nagbago ang practice. And actually, everybody's saying na, it's gonna be hard or whatever. To be honest with you, business as usual. Whether you like it or not, whether na mataas ang interest, mababa ang interest, people would still, transact business. Kasi there's what you call 5Ds. Alam mo ba yung 5Ds?
No, let me hear it.
Okay. So, number 1, alam naman natin, hindi natin hawak ang buhay natin, may mga mamamatay. Death, di ba?
Death, okay.
Number 2, hindi naman natin alam kung anong magiging kapalaran mo sa yung relasyon, may mga magdi-divorce. Diba? Okay. Alam naman natin na yung mga matatagal na sa relasyon o na hanap na nila ang kanilang forever. Diamond.
Diamond ba? Sorry.
Diamond, ikakasal sila eh.
Okay.
Ano ka ba?
Sorry. Divorce ka. Okay, go on.
Di
So
ba
that's
sinabi
3.
ko na? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, diaper. Dahil alam natin, syempre, mag-aanak kayo.
Correct.
Di ba?
Oo.
And then, of course, yung displacement.
Displacement.
Oo, yun yung wala kang choice dahil marerelocate ka.
Oo.
Correct, di ba?
Parang ganun. Oo.
Okay. And then,
Interesting.
I mean, at the end of the day, okay, life goes on.
Correct.
Kasi hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin, teka muna, hintayin ko muna bumaba ang interest rate bago ko mag-anak. Hintayin ko muna yung bumaba ang interest rate bago ko mamatay.
Stable ko muna sarili ko. Let me
Diba?
make money first.
Okay.
Ganun.
Hintayin ko muna na bumaba ang interest rate bago tayo mag-divorce.
Parang
Diba?
ganun.
Kasi, you cannot control that because life happens.
Life happens, correct, yeah.
Yes.
And the reason why we want to talk about this is, again, I truly believe buying a home is still a dream, or it's still a dream for everybody. It's still an American dream,
Yes,
because not only it's an investment, a good investment for you, but you become a homeowner, diba?
Hindi
totally different.
Kasi katulad natin, okay, we've seen it not because we're trying to advocate na bumili kayo ng bahay or whatever. I've seen it all. Kasi imagine nung binili ko yung first home ko, Alvin, it was 7.5. Ang interest rate. 1% higher than what it is right now. So, para sa akin, syempre, bagong salta, bago lang sa Amerika, hindi ko nakita kung ano yung interest rate 5 years or 10 years ago.
It was like 8%, 9%.
Yes.
12%.
So para sa akin, it's more like, can I afford it?
Yes.
Kisa uupa ko.
Tama rin.
Kasi wala namang nagsabi sa akin na, pwede mo namang i-refinance, that's a very good thought. Kasi, if you could afford, buy it kisa umupa kayo. Sayang kasi mas mabilis mag-equity ang bahay kisa mag-ipon.
Correct.
Kasi imagine, Alvin, ang nakikita ko lalo na sa mga kabataan ngayon, pag hawak nila yung pera, magaganda ang kita nila, di ba?
Of course.
Nako, bakasyon dito, bakasyon doon, bili dito ng kotse, bili doon,
Totoo yan.
shopping.
Totoo
mainit ang pera sa palad.
Totoo yan. Maski ako, ako dyan, guilty ako dyan. Pag may pera ako sa palad ko, ubos.
Oo nga. Kasi iba talaga yung may pinaglalaanan na iba-budget mo yung sarili mo na, okay, kailangan ko muna magbayad ng mortgage.
Tama.
Diba? So, for me, it's a good investment. Natitirahan mo pa.
Correct.
Nata-tax write-off mo pa.
Long-term wise talaga, is a benefit talaga.
Correct, oo.
And then, keep telling to everybody, marry the home, date the rate, divorce the rent. Kasi nga, you're just dating the rate because the rate goes up and down, right?
Correct, oo. Worst case scenario, what if, let's say, hindi na nila ma-afford yung bahay? Okay. So, there's, katulad niyan, may tinatawag na mga ways or solutions. Number 1 is, let's say, nagkaroon ka ng parang what we call is
income problem.
Yes, like let's say, nireduce yung hours mo. Alam po ba ninyo na you could actually go to your mortgage holder and ask them to
loan modification.
Do a loan modification. Or they could actually even do a
forbearance, yes.
Na yung mga in-arrears nila pwedeng idagdag doon sa
Normally,
principal.
From 3 months to 6 months forbearance.
Correct, oo. Or worst case scenario, they could actually sell the house. Pero alam mo na makukuha mo yung equity binayad mo at saka, yung down payment na nilagay mo at saka yung equity over the years.
Correct.
Yes. Kasi pwede ka namang mag-umpisa ulit eh.
Correct. That's the reason why we don't see a lot of foreclosures. Kasi home prices, there's an equity sa mga bahay.
Ang daming equity. Hindi compare before.
Walang
diba?
Underwater talaga. And there's a lot of help programs that you can go into, like loan modification, forbearance is one of them.
Yes.
There's just a lot of ways.
Hindi, at saka yung ibang kliyente ko, ang ginagawa nila, they could actually rent out some of the room.
Correct. Marami
they could
naggagawa niyan.
sublease that, di ba?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a viable option.
Correct.
Like, lalo na yung mga nasa San Francisco Bay Area. Tatlong pamilya nakatira sa isang bahay.
And we're seeing a lot of the people doing that right now, and it's much more practical talaga.
It's much more practical, di ba?
Yeah, for sure. And you can use that as a rental income as well.
Yes,
Pwede mo po siyang, kumbaga ba, you could actually claim it.
Yeah.
Oo.
So anyway, pag-usapan natin
Ito na,
itong pitfalls sa mga
sobra.
buyer. Kasi alam mo naman marami tayong experience dyan.
So,
Okay.
let's do top 3.
Top 3.
Top three
Okay.
tayo
So
na.
ano bang top number 1 na biggest mistake that the buyer do when they are currently in escrow?
In transaction.
Tapos biglang
nagbukas ng credit card.
ay.
Bumili ng kotse.
Teka muna, nagbukas na credit card o bumili ng kotse?
Either way, nagbukas ng credit card, gumawa ng bagong credit line, tapos bumili ng kotse. Kumbaga ba, all of a sudden, nagkaroon ng another liabilities.
Okay. Kasi nga, di ba may tinitingnan nyo yung debt-income ratio?
Debt-to-ratio income. And debt-to-ratio income is basically how much coming in and how much coming out.
Ganun pala
That's the
yun.
DTI. So,
Okay.
number 1 talaga na binibigay namin ng advice sa kliyente pag nasa transaction tayo. And normally, we're at 30 days to 35 days
Yeah.
transaction
Normally,
time
ang
frame.
escrow naman is about, 21 to 30
30
days.
days.
Pero ang standard talaga 30 days.
30 days.
Maghunos dili po kayo for 30 days hanggang hindi nyo nakukuha ang susi.
At ang dami, Alvin, pwede na ba kami mag-open ng credit card para sa
Wag muna.
para sa mga furnitures na wag muna.
Wag
Di ba?
muna until you get the keys.
And guess what, guys? I cannot tell you enough kung gaano kami ka really strict dyan.
Okay.
Pinapaalala
So,
namin.
paki-explain nga yan. So, let's say nag-apply sila, di ba? Okay. Di ba, kailan nyo ulit? So,
Yes.
from initial application,
question.
iraran yung credit.
Yes.
Check-in. Tatlong credit bureaus yan, di ba?
The experience, like Equifax, tsaka
TransUnion.
TransUnion.
Okay.
Lagi
So,
yan.
kailan ulit iraran yung card?
Yes.
I mean, yung credit para...
Yes. So we do this part, pag sinabi namin prior to DAX, ibig sabihin we're actually at the end of the transaction.
So, we're talking about 1 to 2 days
1 to 2
before
days
you
prior
get the
to close
keys.
of escrow, paano na tayo, pa-DAX signing tayo, your final documentation.
Okay, iraran ulit
Iraran
to
yun.
make sure walang pagbabago.
Yes, what we do is we run actually a soft credit check. Okay?
Doon makikita
Doon
kung
may
saan.
kita kung may bagong lumabas na bagong credit line, nag-open ng credit card o bumili ng kotse, right?
Got it.
May kita namin yan kasi nga at the end of the day, before we do the final docs or the final signing, within the next few days, magpa-fund na tayo, we want to make sure na may wala tayong mga bagong utang.
Okay.
Oo.
What about, what's the, I know you also do verification of employment. Okay, let's talk about the mistake and the biggest mistake that the buyer do when they're buying a house in the middle of escrow. What's number 2?
Number 1 is, kunyari,
Number 2.
Number 2 yan ha.
Okay.
Jumping into another job. O kaya, or leaving your current work and starting a new job, right?
Okay, but isn't it, I think, as long as the same line of work?
Yeah. Yun nga. This is why I want to explain this. But
Okay, explain natin sa consumer.
So what happens sometimes is that we approve you based on your current income, right? Kung ano. And then what happens during the transaction, you either took a job that's either less paying, right? Or you're gonna have another job. Probably we say, I'm getting this new job, but I'm gonna start within the next month or within the next.
So nagkaroon ng gap of employment.
Hindi
Okay.
pwede yun. We can ask when you leave, because since we're using your current income, that's what we're going to be using, and you have another job which have another new income, hindi namin pwedeng gamitin yung current income mo, yung previous income mo. We have to go to your new income now.
And I know you will require one pay stub.
One
diba?
pay stub.
So kailangan currently employed ka.
Kailangan currently employed
So
ka.
wag muna po kayong magpapalit o magsuswitch ng trabaho or even reduce the hours.
Correct. Or don't.
Diba?
The other things too is retirement.
What do you mean? Like magre-retire sila in the middle of
the
escrow?
transaction. Oo, nangyayari yan. Hindi natin alam yan. Alvin, I'm retiring, but anyway, I'm gonna get some pension. But remember, your pension is not as big as your current income.
Okay, so in other words, para po maging safe kayo, don't do anything until you get the keys to your house.
And if you are doing something, let us know. Let
the escrow officer know para
everybody.
at least they know how to navigate and coach you.
Hindi naman masama magbago ng job while in transaction, but don't do it like in the late, we're 3 days prior to close of escrow, mahirap na yun, di ba? Right? Like I said, you can do this in the beginning of a transaction because we do have normally 30 days prior to close of escrow, 30 days to close your deal. Pero if you are changing job, you have to know this in an early stage.
Okay, kasi I have clients na magsasara na, di ba? Tapos, kasi I know, when do you guys do verification of employment?
Yes,
when?
Same thing. We do verification of employment and verification of the credit report. The same day yan. The same
Okay,
time.
1 to 2 days before close of escrow.
Before close of
So
escrow.
when you do verification of employment, anong ginagawa niyo? Tinatawagan niyo yung human resources?
Tumatawag kami, number
Tapos?
1. And then we do another work number. Depende kung sino yung kumpanya. Normally the company, they have an automated system that you can get into and get the verification of employment. But dalawa yan. Tumatawag kami tsaka ginagawa namin yung online.
Okay. So anong tinatanong nyo? Like what are the, give me examples of verification of employment.
So we do not ask for income anymore, but we do ask, hey, is this person still working there?
Okay, if they're currently employed,
what else?
Employed.
And then also at the same time, is there any changes on their income as far as, is there any drop coming through right now or is there any changes currently? Pag sinabing wala, everything is the same thing, then you're good.
Okay, what else do you ask?
That's basically it. Kasi pa-close na tayo eh.
Okay, so you're not gonna ask, but just make sure na pareho pa rin yung hours na dineclare nila in the very beginning.
Yes.
Kasi I have one client na dun niya nalaman na mali-lay off siya.
Yeah.
I mean, does that really happen? Nakasama sila, hindi niya alam, but human resources know?
Nangyari sa akin to, one of my Tesla employer. Nung nag-lay off sila, nung nag-mass layoff sila last year.
So tell me, how did that come about?
So basically, we were in a transaction.
Okay.
Pasara na kami. Siguro mga 3 days prior, we did the BOE or the verification of employment. And then all of a sudden, remember, Tesla, what they did is, they didn't even know. Some of the employees didn't even know. They went to work and then all of a sudden they tell him, hey, you're laid off. You can't go to work no more.
Wow.
So it was a very sudden. So it happens to us.
So it could happen.
It could happen. Yeah, it could happen.
Naku, nakakatakot pala yan, Alvin.
Nakakatakot
paano kung niremove mo na yung loan contingency?
Ayun na nga. But of course, if it's a valid reason naman out of your control as the buyer, di ba? Hindi mo naman kasalanan, di ba? Right?
I know kaso niremove mo na yung loan contingency.
Diyan dumadating yung magaling na real estate agent. paano mo kakausapin, di ba?
Kung paano mo ini-negotiate na hindi ba forfeit yung deposit.
Siyempre, yun ang trabaho ng realtor ninyo on behalf of
Kaya
to protect you.
Kaya kailangan magaling ang realtor ninyo.
Di ba? Yun ibig kong sabihin.
Yung mga experience at bihasana.
Yes,
kasi kung kabago-bago niyan wala pang masyadong alam, paano na hindi na pahamak na yung deposit mo.
And unfortunately, things happens. Another one, nagkaroon ng, I wouldn't say na health problems, aksidente, right? Okay? Biglang hindi siya makapag-draw because mayroon ako sa kliyente na aksidente. Na ano siya, nabangga siya. So, all of a sudden, nasa on leave siya. Pag-check namin, di ba?
Nakalagay. Naka-workers comp or what? O naka-disability.
Oo, pero kasi a lot of the clients think na pag naka-disability sila, yung income nila pareho ng... Hindi eh.
Exactly.
It drops to at least 60%.
Oo nga. Lalo ng unemployment, magkano lang?
Yung EDD, di ba?
600 per week?
Ang tagal pa bago dumating, right?
Sus Mario.
So yan ang number 2. Yan ang pinaka number 2.
Hindi, paano naman kung halimbawa yung kliyente na fired? Paano yun? Like, I mean, you could never know. Like 2 days before close of escrow. Tapos siguro, siguro nararamdaman niya na naka-verbal warning na siya.
May warning na.
May written, may write-up na. Tapos all of a sudden, na-fired.
Yeah. Well, those are, again, unfortunate.
Extenuating and unfortunate events.
Unfortunate events that you have any control of, right?
So, kailangan na dun sa magaling na realtor.
Yeah, dapat magaling
that
realtor.
Will protect you.
Yeah, and let your realtor know, your loan officer know kung nandun ka na sa stage na yun. You have to let them us know.
Kailangan yung magaling na na loan officer katulad ni Alvin na 18 years in the business.
Because we can still probably do something about it, di ba? Maybe meron tayong co-borrower that we can put in, di ba?
Oo nga, kasi pwedeng gawa ng paraan. Remember, ang loan officer, hindi po sila parang immigration lawyer o kaya FBI or whatever, nahuhulihin po kayo. Kasi ang ano nila is they're working on your side to make sure how could they put the your loan package together para makahanap tayo ng investor na magpapautang sa inyo at makuha po ninyo yung loan sa bahay.
Well,
mortgage.
Yeah, so at least let us know in advance kung mangyayari. But if it's an unfortunate event, you don't know. Diba?
Correct. Hindi, I mean, Alvin, that's what I always tell my clients. You know, especially before I even release the contingency. I will have like a heart-to-heart talk. Sabihin ko, tita, ito na, this is it. We need to remove your contingency, all your contingency. This is what you call full contingencies.
And what are the full contingencies, Elizabeth?
Yung inspection and investigation, appraisal contingency, loan contingency, HOA, estoppel certificate, whatever that is. Preliminary title reports, whatever, everything and anything under the sun. So when I talk to the client, yun yung I actually pick up the call kasi kailangan marinig ko yung boses nila Kasi on a text hindi mo maririnig yung boses nila at saka yung intonation nila at saka yung energy nila. Kasi when I talk to them, I said, ito na, we need to remove all your full contingency in order to stay in contract. Now, my question to you is, kung may pakundangan ka, let me know now. Kasi if you don't tell me the truth, I cannot help you. I cannot protect you as a client.
Correct.
I mean, I don't know if other realtors do that, but I do. Kasi kung alam kong nararamdaman ko na ang kliyente, parang hindi sila sigurado or whatever. Now, if I know na like they're, parang medyo hesitant na sila, I give them both options, advantage and disadvantage. Okay? Pero kung alam ko na this is a good decision for them, na kasi first time home buyers sila, they're just getting some nerves getting in the way. And I've experienced this so many times. Na like yung during 2020 pandemic, 13 of my clients wanted to cancel the transactions at that time. And I told them they're making a mistake. Alam mo yung 13 clients na yan? Sus Mario, ang lalaki ng mga inequity dahil during pandemic, doon biglang
gumanon.
Nag-shoot up ang value ng bahay.
Correct. Yes.
So exactly, that's what I'm saying to my client. If you could afford it, okay, what's your plan B? Uupa ka. 5 kayo sa bahay. Naka 2-bedroom apartment.
Correct. Yes.
So kaya ka nga nagtatrabaho dahil para makapag-provide at saka maayos mo yung living condition yun ng pamilya mo. Iaanuin mo yung pera, lagay mo sa bangko. Aamagin.
Walang growth. Walang growth.
Hindi lang yun, kakainin lang ng inflation.
Correct. Totoo yan.
Diba?
It's one of the
So kaya ka nga nabubuhay, di ba? Kaya nga nagtatrabaho, you work hard so you could provide and ayusin mo yung mapagaan at gumanda yung buhay mo, di ba? Lalo na tayong mga Pilipino. Kaya nga tayo pumunta ng Amerika para umasenso. Hindi para magtiis at magparusa. Di ba?
So Elizabeth, before we move on to the number 1,
number 3 na.
Number 3 na ba? So number 1, number 2, number 3. Before we move into that, ano ba yung, when you said to protect your buyer, ano yung pagka sa transaction, ano ba talagang, kumbaga ba yung pinoprotect natin sila? Ano ba yung one of the things that we're trying to avoid? Alam ko yung deposit, di ba?
Oo nga, deposit.
Yan yung isa, di ba? Right? Kasi yun naman ang problema, when you cancel the last minute, ni-remove mo na yung contingency, that means yung deposit mo could be what?
Possibly, you could forfeit your deposit. But again, the thing is, you could cancel the contract. Okay? It's what we call unilateral. Only one person on the transaction could cancel it.
Correct.
Pero when it comes to the deposit, it's gonna be between the buyer and the seller na.
Yes.
So the way you're gonna do it is, depende sa amount ng deposit. If the buyer is gonna fight it, you need to go to the small claims court. Doon kayo you're gonna show both of your cases. And then of course the judge will decide. So of course you don't need an attorney when you go to small claims court. Pero at that time, yung realtor, out na kami kasi nag-end na yung buyer agency or seller agency once na nag-cancel ang kliyente.
Correct. Yes.
So this is gonna be between the buyer and the seller.
And the seller na.
Correct.
Okay,
Oo.
got it.
Pero po pwedeng, anong tawag dito? Pwedeng hamunin ng seller na, you already remove all your contingency, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in a contract, whatever. Yeah, that's what you said, but I want to fight it. Let's have another person or a judge tell us, if this is,
Which one is which? Which is the correct? Or
if they have a case.
A case,
Kasi the judge could say, hey, you know what, at that time, blah, 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 nawalan ng trabaho, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of things, diba?
Real. And let's move into number 3.
Okay, what's number 3,
Number 3,
Alvin?
one of the pitfalls. Moving money from other accounts to another accounts.
What does that
Pag
mean?
sinabi natin yung mga funds to close natin.
Yung pang-sourcing.
Sources pa rin ang pinakamasama dyan minsan, ang pinakamahirap. This means one thing, like sometimes the client has so many accounts and they move money around. Hindi mo ma-follow yung pera.
Oo nga, alam mo, ang hirap niyan. Minsan kasi nakakabwisit yan.
Sobra.
Kasi para bang, alam mo nung nag-a-apply kami ng loan, kasi investment property,
Correct.
marami kaming account, syempre from corp, nadali mo sa savings, sa household, sa bills.
Correct.
So yung yung mister ko nabubuisit kasi ang daming hinihinging papel. Binigay ko na yan hindi nila ma-follow.
Hindi ma-follow yung source of funds.
So but, I mean, at the end, we were able to, sort it out.
But there was a lot of conditions needed.
Oo, ang dami kasi
kailangan.
pagbigay mo, hihingi na naman. Pagbigay mo, hihingi na naman. Sabi na mister ko, ano ba to, walang katapusan?
So the advice or my advice is pag meron kayong mga accounts, do not move it around.
Just let it sit in one account.
One account where the money or where the funds to close are going to be coming from.
Para madaling hanapin.
So sobrang dami, especially sa mga multiple borrowers, right?
Oo nga.
Some multiple borrowers, minsan apat na mga tao, I have an account here, I have an account here. Recently, Elizabeth, I have 4 borrowers. Lahat sila nag-deposit ng EMD sa escrow. Hati-hati sila. Can you imagine that?
Nga, hindi ang hirap i-source yun. Hindi, ganito, Alvin. This is what I would tell consumers, okay?
Yes.
Kapag susweldo po kayo, yung buong cheque ninyo, i-deposito ninyo. Tapos, saka kayo mag-withdraw kung ano man yung Kasi ang nangyayari, di-deposito, sasabihin doon sa teller, okay, here's my paycheck, can I get $600 out of that? So, ngayon, ang lumitaw doon sa deposito, less than 600.
Correct. Yes.
Diba? Kaya para maging clean,
so
deposito mo na one at a time, one transaction.
And one, like I said, one of the biggest challenge that we have is that pag may pera nang gagaling sa 401k or IRA, right?
Okay, isa pa yun.
Isa pa yun, right? Kung kukuha sila ng pera, mag-withdraw sila ng pera. And you guys, you have to understand that when you want money from your 401k, it doesn't happen 24 hours.
Yeah, how long does it take? Like, say, nag-request sila.
At least you want to give at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Normally 2 weeks. To be safe. Kasi iba-iba mga 401k company
Oo nga, correct.
But I can tell you this, if you're closing tomorrow and you need your funds to close tomorrow and then you're just gonna do your 401k withdrawal today.
Ay, naku po, hindi malilate.
Hindi mangyayari yun.
Hindi kasi ganito, kailangan, syempre yung loan officer na katulad mo na experience. As soon as nag-apply sila, you got the contract, diba? You have an idea saan magagaling yung pera. So, kailangan yung loan officer, ina-advise yung kliyente na, ito na ang purchase agreement mo. Ipakita mo yan sa human resources na mag-withdraw ka.
Correct. Yes.
Para initiate na yung withdrawal.
Correct.
O yung loan na kukunin mo.
Yes.
Siguro yung mga ibang loan officer, hindi ina-advise na akala nila, I mean, especially first-time home buyer, I never withdrew money in my 401k or I never loan. So of course hindi nila alam.
So that's the first thing I ask. So where are we gonna get your money? Saan manggagaling mga pera natin, right? Yun ang first thing na tinatanong namin talaga sa kliyente. But if you're pulling money out of your 401k, make sure that you're at least about 2 weeks ahead or at least about 1 week and a half ahead, right? Ahead in advance. And then, make sure na pagka withdraw nyo yung pera, sa isang account lang siya pupunta. Huwag nyo ipupuntahan sa mga ibang accounts ninyo. Right? Kasi yun ang problema minsan.
Ay, oo nga. Dapat isang account lang.
Dinidisperse nila sa iba't ibang accounts. Ang dami.
Hindi kailangan ibigyan yung loan officer. Dapat bibigyan ng instruction kasi hindi rin naman alam nung kliyente.
Correct. And then, yun naman ang ibig ko sabihin. We do give an advice on how to do it or what you need to do. But unfortunately, sometimes nangyayari eh.
Hindi. This is how I would do it. I would email the client, call the client, and also text the client to remind them.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Kasi we need to, that's what I do. I mean, honestly, Alvin, I communicate with the client 3 times. Text, phone call, and email.
Yeah.
Kasi iba-ibang kliyente, minsan di naman nag-check ng email. Yung iba, gusto tawag. Yung iba, hindi nagte-text. So, kailangan you have to do the all means, diba?
Yeah, and then again, like I said, sometimes clients hindi nila alam, so that's why they don't know, they do it, right? Pero minsan naman kasi leave it talaga at the last minute. All of a sudden, akala namin magkakaroon kami ng gift from my parents pero hindi pala. So kukuha sila ng pera the last minute sa 401k, di ba? May mga unfortunate event talaga na minsan hindi nila...
Speaking of gifts, hinihingi ba yung bank statement nung mag-gift?
Yes. Okay, so itong...
Akala ko di ba hindi na?
Ito, pag FHA, depende kung conventional or FHA.
Okay. If it's FHA...
If it's FHA, we do need to have 1 month bank statements to show, to match the gift letter, yung account number, the name,
okay.
kung saan magagaling yung
Okay,
pera.
what about if it's conventional?
Sa conventional, we just need a gift letter and we just need the wiring receipt na pumasok yung pera.
What about kung cheque?
Well, kung cheque yun, basically, the drop nila sa escrow, di ba?
Yes.
Right?
So kailangan yung cancel check?
Copy of the cancel check or wiring receipt lang o yung resibo ng escrow na ito na-receive namin to.
Okay.
Kasi
so that's all they
imamatch namin yung receipt dun kung ano yung account number ng receipt dun sa gift letter.
need.
Because the gift letter, we will ask for the account number, person's name, di ba? And guess what, guys? Pag gagawa tayo ng gift, remember, giftors, kailangan mga immediate family lang.
Okay. So, can you define what are the immediate family?
Immediate family means like yung mother mo.
Okay, mother,
Father mo, aunties, uncles. Yung mga far cousins hindi pwede.
Hindi pwedeng cousin.
Hindi pwedeng cousin.
Hindi pwedeng ninong at ninang.
Hindi pwedeng ninong at ninang kasi nga hindi sila
Okay, what about sibling?
Yeah, pwede naman kapatid. Brothers.
Pwedeng kapatid.
Yeah, pwede.
Okay.
Pwede naman
so,
yun.
pwede yun.
Pwede yun.
Paano kung halimbawa, daughter-in-law, son-in-law?
Hindi pwede.
Ha?
Sometimes di pwede.
Sigurado ka?
Hindi pwede son-in-law.
Ay, hindi pala pwede.
Hindi pwede.
Hindi pala
especially
pwedeng,
if it's FHA.
Hindi pala pwedeng son-in-law at
Hindi
daughter-in-law.
Hindi pwede.
I did not. Kailangan yung by blood.
By blood.
Wow.
Immediate nga.
What they call it immediate.
Yeah, immediate.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So you have to be careful on that. But anyway, like I said, sa mga gift letter naman natin, di ba? Like I said, what we do for FHA, right? Pag yun ang unang tinatanong namin, are we gonna get any gifts? May mga gifter ba tayo?
Okay. Teka muna. Question. What about yung best friend mo? Hindi pwede.
Hindi pwede.
Okay.
Hindi pwede.
Are they gonna really verify your relationship with the person?
Oh no!
Okay, this is a public
Yes,
podcast.
I'm just going
Just be
by
careful
the,
kasi mortgage fraud kapag nag-declare sila ng hindi naman pala.
Exactly. We do.
So you have to be careful.
Yeah, we do verify lalo na sa mga pag meron tayong mga tinatawag nating QA or pag meron tayong
Anong QA?
Quality control.
QC.
QC tinatawag natin.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah. So minsan na ano yung file mo, randomly na-check. Chine-check nila yan. We don't have that, yeah. And then that's when they check, especially mga
Okay. So, isa pang tanong. So, di ba, I attended a lot of escrow signing, di ba?
Okay.
Merong parang form doon na, this is going to be your primary residence, right? So, I think couple of them or whatever. Nag-check ba talaga sila? I mean, when you say primary residence, so you need to live there for 1 full year.
Correct.
FHA or conventional?
FHA conventional, yeah.
Okay. What if they don't live there? What's gonna happen?
Well, it's
gonna be a problem.
It's going to be a problem on the lending sides. We're gonna have a buyback or something, like a buyback meaning, pwede namin
ma-charge off.
Ma-charge off reversion.
Okay, I mean, how would they know? Do they actually check?
Again, this is randomly lagi.
Random din.
Random din to.
So, pupunta sila dun sa bahay at i-check talaga.
Nila,
Wow. Hindi, tsaka they have to be careful kasi mortgage fraud yun.
Correct.
Remember, they signed something na, it's gonna be my primary residence.
Correct.
Maybe they're just trying to circumvent kasi nga, Remember, ang interest rate ng primary residence is lower than an
And the
investor.
down payment as well is lower when it comes to primary versus to investment property.
Yes, oo nga,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
So, yun ang top 3. Okay,
Top
let's
three, go.
recap again. Number 1 is,
The verification of employment.
verification of employment.
Changing jobs. The second one is when you open a new liabilities, credit
Okay,
cards.
so
Open up-
don't make any changes to
Don't-
your financial
Don't
situation.
purchase any new cars or nothing, right? Make sure
Or,
there's no other...
co-sign.
Or co-sign.
Co-sign.
Marami yan.
Huwag kayong magko-co-sign.
Sorry, yun pala yung
Okay.
number 2 natin.
Okay, and then the third
The
is
third,
source of funding.
Source of funds, yung meaning to say don't be transferring money from different accounts. Right?
Or something na hindi mo matitrace.
Yeah, na hindi mo matitrace. No?
Correct.
Bawal ang mga palubagan o
Oo
bawal
nga.
yung mga pera nakatago sa baul. Hindi pwede natin
O kaya
gawin
yung,
yan.
yung mga perang nakatago under the mattress.
Correct, yeah. Believe it or not, those are the hardest conditions that we face
my
in the
goodness.
transactions all the time.
Oo nga, correct.
That would basically either
That could derail your
their
loan
transaction
application.
or delay it too as well.
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So anyway, there you have it. I hope you learned something today.
Yes.
And if you have any questions when regards to loan, just contact Alvin Reyes from Supreme Lending, and your number is
925-667-1205, and my IG is at Lendvin Reyes.
There-
Lendvin Reyes.
There you
Very
have
easy.
it. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
And I hope you learned something, and stay tuned for our next episode next week here at
Bye,
Pinoy sa Tate.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank you.
everyone. Bye-bye.